Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about the passing of Dawn Wells. Now, I usually have an idea of what I'm going to talk about before I make a video. And yes, I do know that I do want to talk about Dawn Wells, but it's been a few days since her passing, and I've really struggled to make this video because in my eyes, it was a complete shock. Now, yes, I understand she was 82 years old. I do understand the times that we are now are difficult, and what she eventually succumbed to was what's going on around in the world today. However, it was a shock because in my mind, I thought she was going to be with us for a while longer, that she was going to continue representing Gilligan's Island, what she represented, her innocence, her sweetness. And I do want to talk a little bit about this. Many people may say, or even look at this video and say, Rick, you got the title all wrong because Mary Ann did not pass away. It was actually Dawn Wells. And yes, you would be correct, but you would also be very negligent to not understand that Dawn Wells put so much of herself in that character. Now, it wasn't just her. Now, yes, a lot of actors do that, but no, actually, when they were writing the part of Mary Ann, they had a previous actress, which I won't get into. I've made videos on that, and they decided that she was not right for the part. So they wanted to choose a woman who was kind of like the Mary Ann that they were looking for. So that yes, while she was acting, it wasn't a stretch for her. She was kind of acting like herself. There was so much of her original charm, there was so much her original personality that shined through the character herself, so that it would seem very genuine, and that's what we got. That's why we got a woman, Dawn Wells, who eventually would get the most fan mail out of any of the 7 castaways on Gilligan's Island. Not surprisingly, now you may think, yes, because she was so beautiful. She was not the only beautiful one on the show, though. She was very genuine, she was very heartwarming, and this doesn't just come from me, this comes from people who met her, people who were on the actual cast of the show, even other actors who didn't meet her till later on in life, who, when she got into conventions and things like that to meet fans, she would be very sweet. She would make sure that every single person who was in line was able to see her. She would crack jokes, she would make quote-unquote fun of herself, and in terms of her beauty and that, you know, she's not as good looking as before, she was able to just roll with the punches and have so much fun. And I think that's why she was so liked. It was such a difficult thing to see. She was very active lately on social media. You could go on her Facebook page and she would even respond to you, which was really crazy. And she would say, hey, like, these messages are for me. She had the blue check mark. And she did respond to me actually a while back when I was trying to get her for an interview for the channel. She actually gave me the information to her manager and she told me to reach out. And we were in the primary first phase talks to see if we can get her on the show, which was a difficult thing because I really wanted to get her on the channel, get her perspectives. I had questions for her, and it's almost sad knowing that that's not going to happen. But I also want to include this. She was also very, very nice and sweet. She actually became very close to Natalie Schafer. If you do know, Natalie Schafer was playing Mrs. Howell on the show Gilligan's Island. And when Natalie Schafer was sick with cancer at the end of her life, Dawn Wells actually got very close to her, and she was her caretaker. That is, she did this just because she loved her, because she admired her, because of their friendship. It wasn't anything that she was paid to do, and I think that says a lot about the type of woman that she was. Now, Dawn Wells was married in the 60s, for the most part during the course of the show, actually, but later, 1967, got divorced, and later never remarried again. And so I think that was important. She even posted something about her seeing herself surprised at how much life had passed her, that she was now in her 80s, she never had children, she wasn't married, and she was kind of alone. And I remember reading that. She wrote this probably like 6 months ago, and I remember seeing how surprised I was, and just like I felt for her. I really felt for her. And so as I studied this show, I became close to her in a sense. I learned more about her, and she never essentially, yes, she reached out to me, but she didn't really know who I was. And I don't know, it's one of those bittersweet things. I know a lot of you have similar feelings who are fans of hers, watched her. Maybe some of you met her at conventions and have all told me wonderful stories. So I just want to make this quick video to keep her memory alive as a tribute to her, thanking her for all the wonderful things she does. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be making more Marianne videos, more Donwell videos in the future. I do have a good amount of them, so make sure to check out the channel for that. We'll see you next time, guys and gals. My thoughts and prayers are with all of you, and our thoughts and prayers are with Dawn Wells and her family. We'll see you next time, and don't forget, be hopeful. Thank you so much to all my supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: David D, Ricky, Citizen Kane 359, Yasmin G, Lori K, and Sally N. If you want to participate and get more exclusives that are only found on Patreon, links are in the description. Thank you very much.